Hi, Janendra. Welcome everyone to this event with Professor Samani Chaitanya Pragya. Samaniji is going to be telling us about Preksha Meditation and its 12 components in what is about to follow. She's going to give a presentation, and there will be time for questions, discussion, and Q&A after the event is over. So while we're running the event, while Samaniji is speaking to us, you may drop questions and comments into the Q&A. There's a Q&A box at the bottom of your Zoom screen you can click on, and we will be happy to field those questions and to ask Samaniji to elaborate on anything that you need any clarification on or answer any questions that you may have. So as we get started here, Professor Samani Chaitanya Pragya is a distinguished Jain scholar and educator specializing in Jainism, comparative religion, and the philosophy of non-violence. Born in Jabua in Madhya Pradesh, India, she took Jain Diksha in 1986, initiated by Acharya Mahapragya in the presence of Acharya Tulsi, and is currently a senior disciple of Acharya Shri Mahapragya of the Jain Shvetambara Terapanth tradition. Professor Pragya holds a PhD in Jain philosophy and has held various prestigious positions, including as the former head of the Department of Jainology and Comparative Religion and Philosophy, and founding director of the Bhagwan Mahavira International Research Center at Jain Vishvabharati Institute in Rajasthan, India. With over 35 research articles and several edited volumes to her name, her work has significantly contributed to Jain studies in both academia and public discourse. In addition to her role at Florida International University, where she has advanced Jain studies and promoted interfaith dialogue, Professor Pragya has served as a visiting professor at Ghent University, Belgium, and actively participates in international conferences, including the World Congress of Philosophy in Korea, Greece, and China. Her commitment to Jain philosophy and scientific research earned her the 2021 International Conference on Science and Jain Philosophy Award. Professor Pragya's publications are widely available on the internet, on Amazon, wherever you can find them. We are so honored to have you here with us today, Samaniji. And with that being said, with my introduction, I will turn it over to you to present to us Preksha Meditation and its 12 components. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you very much, Professor Miller, for your kind introduction and also giving this wonderful opportunity to share some ideas and you can say some knowledge about the Preksha meditation and about its 12 components. So before I start my talk, I would like to share my presentation. So let me share my presentation. So as we know that Preksha meditation is widely well-known technique of meditation, which is especially given by Acharya Shri Mahapragya. So before coming to Preksha meditation, I would like to say some few words about its founder, or you can say master, and that is Acharya Shri Mahapragya. So here so Acharya Shri Mahapragya ji has introduced this meditation, which is based on the ancient wisdom and also scientific modern research. It is propounded in 1975. So before we go into detail about Preksha meditation, I would like to say that Acharya Mahapragya, who was born in 1920 and remained among us up to 2010, he was a renowned Indian Jain monk, philosopher, saint, and spiritual leader. He was the 10th Acharya of Terapanth tradition, which is one of the branches of Shvetambara tradition actually. He was born on June 1920 in the village of Tampur, which is situated in Rajasthan in India. Mahapragya was drawn to spirituality from a very young age. He was at 16 at the time when he became a Jain monk. Under the guidance of Acharya Shri Tulsi, he spent many years studying Jain scriptures, philosophy, and practicing intense meditation. Acharya Mahapragya's contribution to Jainism and humanity are immense. First, we see that he has given very wonderful technique of meditation, and we can say it is a very comprehensive and based on pure spirituality and modern scientific researches. Preksha meditation, he developed this meditation and popularized a unique technique combining postures, breathing, and concentration to achieve physical, mental, and emotional well-being along with the spiritual upliftment. Jain Bharati is one of the we can say organizations of Terapanth tradition, and you can say it is an umbrella or organization. All other organizations of Terapanth traditions are working under the Jain Bharati. So it is situated, it is established in 1970, and it is founded especially you can say that Jain Bharati Institute, which is recognized as a university under this particular Jain Bharati parental organization. And the university is a center of Jain studies, higher Jain studies and research and education, and well known in India in all different states for its teachings and also the research in the field of Jainism. So far as the contribution and impact of Acharya Mahapragya is concerned, we find that Anuvrat movement, though it is started by Acharya Tulsi and Acharya Mahapragya was with him to promote this Anuvrat movement, which is a kind of a minimum manifesto of morality, and Acharya Tulsi gave this especially in 1949 after 2 years of independence of India, to make the Indians independent in what we say in moral sense. He wanted to see that all Indians should have very good conduct and with this political independence. So this in this moment especially, it is emphasized that how people can take small vows and can make their life morally very ideal. So this is and you will see that in those small vows it is being said that how one can follow non-violence in his day-to-day life, which can also help to protect environment and create balance in ecological order. Along with that, truth and self-control are given very much importance in these small vows. Next, we will see that Acharya Mahapragya has also immensely contributed for interfaith dialogue. He actively promoted interfaith understanding and harmony, engaging in dialogue with leaders from various religious traditions. His literary contributions are also very much important to know. Acharya Mahapragya wrote extensively on Jain philosophy, spirituality, and culture, leaving behind a rich literary legacy. You can see that there is a long series of his books. Almost 125 books have already come in that particular series, which is recently published from Jain Bharati. Acharya Mahapragya's impact on modern Jainism and spirituality is profound. His teachings, writings, and legacy continue to inspire millions worldwide. He was awarded the Communal Harmony Award in 2004 for his contributions to interfaith understanding by the President of India. Now, without going more detail about Acharya Mahapragya, I would like to say that Preksha meditation is a very, very unique and very comprehensive technique of meditation. We can see that this technique is a kind of Jain practice of meditation, which is focused on inner transformation and self-realization. The term Preksha comes from the Prakrit word Peha, meaning to observe or perceive without liking and disliking. Mostly, whenever we try to see any object or we want to know any object, but we always lose our pure perception to know the reality. We go into our liking and disliking with perception or with knowing. So Preksha stands for pure perception. When the experience is contaminated with our pleasure and painful feelings or liking and dislikings, perception loses its primary position. Preksha meditation has been proven to decrease emotional or psychological distress. Various aspects of Preksha meditation are being applied to Western forms of psychological therapy that we will learn in the succeeding slides. There are multiple ways to practice Preksha meditation, but the focus of all the practices is acceptance and understanding of our own authentic self. Why perception is given so much importance in Preksha meditation rather than thinking? So it is said that sampikhaye appagamappa enam. This is a aphorism which has been taken especially from the canon Tashve Aniyam, and it forms the basic principle for this system of meditation. It simply means see yourself through yourself. That is, to perceive and realize the most subtle aspects of our own consciousness by our own conscious mind. Hence, to see is the fundamental principle of this particular meditation. This technique is basically not concentration of thought, but concentration of perception. Though we will see that there are certain techniques of meditation which are included in this particular system, are based also on some thinking process. The term dhyan, which is in Indian terminology used for meditation, and it is usually defined as the concentration of thinking on a particular subject for a length of time. Mind is the instrument of thinking. When mind is linked with Preksha, then meditation becomes concentration of perception and not of thought. Though both thinking as well as seeing assist in ascertaining and knowing the truth, the latter is more potent and than the former. And through this particular process, we can note reality in a better sense or in a better way. In Jainism, to perceive and to know is given more prominence than to think or to contemplate or to know. This is because perception is strictly concerned with phenomena of the present. It is neither a memory of the past nor an imagination of the future. Whatever is happening at the moment of perception must necessarily be a reality. So the process of perception, therefore, excludes a mere appearance or imagination. What is the aim of Preksha meditation? So Preksha meditation is based on the wisdom of the ancient philosophy and has been formulated in terms of the modern scientific concepts. The synthesis of the ancient wisdom and modern scientific knowledge will help us in achieving the blissful aim of gaining good health, establishing amity, peace, and happiness in the world by eradicating cruelty, retaliation, and hate, and ultimately realizing the power of self. Besides, Praksha meditation aims to change perception in such a way that the mind can transcend the limitation of the physical brain. William James, the psychologist, says, our normal waking alertness is but one special type of consciousness. Once all about it parted from it by the weakest of states, there lie many potential forms of consciousness entirely different. Preksha leads to what lies beyond the normal waking alertness or conscious mind, you can say. Acharya Mahapragya has given two more concepts in the field of Preksha, and that is recognized as Preksha Yoga and Preksha Therapy. So why he has introduced these two other components? Because he has seen that in this age of technology, industrialization, and over urbanization, we are constantly subjected to tremendous stresses and tensions. These in turn produce psychosomatic diseases like hypertension, insomnia, and various types of heart troubles. In description, in desperation, people start drinking and taking dangerous drugs which give temporary relief but create more serious problems. The remedy does not lie in drugs or fantasy but in the process of catharsis and development of inherent powers. So this is what he wanted to uh, um, convey to the people, that why they should look for meditation rather than this kind of harmful drugs and liquors. Sorry. Today, eminent doctors and specialists and also general practitioners alike have realized that meditation is a powerful therapy both for healing and maintaining good health. Irrefutable scientific proofs are available to show that meditation and consciously achieved total relaxation can cure and prevent any number of diseases which are caused by tension and stress. Meditation and yoga also boost immune system to fight with the environmental pollution and viruses. So we have also seen that in COVID time, whenever somebody was infected because of the virus, we have given some sessions to them and just some contemplative meditations, and they have got very fast recovery from COVID. Improvement of physical health or cure and prevention of serious illness without injurious drugs, though a valuable contribution, is not the only or even the chief objective of meditation. Meditation is in fact an apparatus for controlling one's irrational instincts of anger, aggression, cruelty, vindictiveness, and fear. It is a process of remedying inner incompleteness and reducing inner discord, as aptly said by William James, who was the great psychologist. Thus, the main objective of meditation is not to acquire physical goodness, but to acquire total psychical goodness by eradicating all evil one's thoughts, speech, and action. So, and what is the method of Preksha meditation? The different methods of Preksha include various techniques of meditation. All these methods are aimed to bring transformation in our inner consciousness by hitting on the root cause of illness. There are 12 components in Preksha meditation. Among them, 4 are supportive and 8 are main techniques of meditation. So the supportive techniques of meditation, you can see, are asana, that is physical exercise; pranayam, that is breathing exercise; dhvani, mantra meditation, or you can say sound therapy; and last one is mudra, that is the hand postures or body postures. The main techniques are 8. Among them, the first one is vichar preksha, that is perception of thought, and we'll see that there are a constant changing of our mind, and there are so many thoughts which are coming and popping up in our mind, and we are very much unrest because of unnecessary or overflow of the thoughts. So Vichar Preksha can help us to come out of that problem. Next is Kayasar, that is a relaxation with self-awareness. Next is Antaryatra, that is internal journey. Shwas Preksha, perception of breathing. Sharir Preksha, perception of the body. Chaitanya Preksha, it is a kind of chakra meditation, you can say. That is the perception of psychic centers. And Lishadhan, perception of psychic colors. Anupreksha and Bhavana, contemplative meditation, and auto-suggestions. So these are the main 8 techniques. I would like to say that there are different types of health issues and different causes, but I'm not going into that. Just I'm coming here that the main and the supporting 4 components, among them the first one is asana, that is the physical exercise. Asana is the physical exercise in yoga and that results in flexibility and stability in the body. This is the most popular form of meditation in the West. People are very much fond to do such physical exercise for their fitness, for their physical beauty, and also the physical health. This practice involves moving your body in a specific poses that are designed to help cleanse and heal our body. This practice has been documented to help with many physical impairments and can reduce problems in joints. And we find that people are getting benefited by different physical exercises. The next is pranayam, that is a kind of breathing exercise, how we can control our breath or how we can regulate in a proper way. So that is the part of pranayam. Pranayam is a collection of, you can say, breathing exercises developed by the ancient yogis for purification, mental focus, rejuvenation, and healing. The term pran translates into life force, energy, and yam translates into control or mastery of our breathing, or you can say vital energy or life force. Thus, pranayam is a breathing technique used to control, cultivate, and modify the amount, quality, flow, and direction of vital energy inside the body. Pranayam is often defined simply as breath control and is a primary component in a traditional yoga practice. Next component, which is known as dhvani, that is the mantra meditation or sound therapy, and it is also very much in vogue in Buddhist tradition. You can see there are different bowls which are used to create or to produce different sounds to heal different physical problems or mental issues. So it is also very simple technique in which one focuses on the spiritual and healing powers of a particular sound. Although this practice of sounds looks very strange at first, but when one concentrates on the sounds like Om or Arham, then he finds it very relaxing and powerful. This type of meditation can be practiced by repeating a phrase or by using a resonating mental bow. So in Jain tradition especially, we use different types of mantras for different health issues, mental issues, or also for spiritual growth. Mudras are also very important, though they look very simple, but they also have very great impact on our health issues, mental concentration, and also in our spiritual enhancement. So our hands are one of the most important and frequently used parts of our bodies, yet are prone to various injuries and strains. As such, it is important to protect them, and that is where hand yoga comes in. You might not expect it, but hand poses constitute a huge part of the yoga literature. Also known as mudras, these are a collection of hand gestures believed to facilitate the flow of healing energy called pran or in Sanskrit language, and thereby heal many diseases. So I have also done so many experiments with these different mudras, and I have found that they are really working and helping us to come out of some physical problems and other issues. Vichar Preksha, this is the one of the main techniques of Preksha meditation. We can say it as perception of thoughts. This meditation is very simple to control non-stop changing of our mind. It consists of acting as a spectator in our own mind. Instead of reacting to thoughts immediately, you train yourself to simply notice them and then let them go without being involved in that thought process. It is a very healing and can help let go of obsessive thinking and addictions. This form of meditation is crucial in cognitive behavior therapy, a research based form of therapy that is known for its effectiveness in the Western world. Then second, we can say a main technique is Kayosar. It is a relaxation. Kayosar is a complete relaxation with self-awareness. In this practice, one lays down and focuses one's attention on laying still. This practice results in separation between your physical body and your inner self. It is most effective method to reduce all types of stress. This practice is done lying down but can be practiced in sitting or standing posture as well. You can see here some images of Tirthankars. Some Tirthankars, you can see that they are doing meditation in standing postures. Some are in seated postures, or we can say that sometimes they practice meditation in standing postures and sometimes they practice in sitting posture. But for common people or lay people or beginners, we say that if you cannot sit for longer period, you can lie down also and can practice in that posture also. Antaryatra, or you can say internal trip, it is a kind of Kundalini Jagaran or Kundalini Yoga. This second stage follows relaxation. Meditation needs good deal of nervous energy and it is therefore essential to generate it. Sushumna, which is a central nerve called spinal cord, and it is a very important part of our central nervous system. Its bottom and is in the vicinity of center of energy. In the what we say in the practice of internal trip, the conscious mind travels from center of energy to center of knowledge, situated on the top of the head via the spinal cord. This internal trip is repeated several times and results in an increased flow of energy upwards. Repeated practice assists in better generation of nervous energy necessary for further meditation or for going into deep meditation. The next technique is called Shri Preksha, that is perception of the body. In Buddhist Vipassana meditation, you have heard the name Kai Vipassana, so it is the same thing which we are talking in the terms of, in the name of Shri Preksha. So in the second process, what we say, in this process of perception of the body, the mind's eye is focused on the internal complex of activities. Perception of psychological functions assists each cell of revitalize itself, facilitates the digestive process, and improves circulation and quality of blood. With our imperfect and fragmented knowledge, it is not possible to directly cognize the permanent substratum of consciousness, but the perception of its modes through chemical and biological changes allows us to experience it. Perception of ever changing biological transformations in the body is thus a method of experiencing pure consciousness, the substratum, through its modes. So this is a really very effective meditational technique I was talking to some doctor, and she was actually doing a study of this particular meditational technique, and she was also very much amazed that this meditation is really very important meditation, and everybody should learn it. So in Buddhism, you will find that during the Vipassana meditation, came when it is organized. It is organized almost for 10 days, and for in the starting 7 days they just give this particular meditation to practice to the practitioners, and they practice it throughout day and night as long as they are awakened, and they find that yes, we are going into deep meditation and able to see the inner pure consciousness to some extent. This is another very important meditation which is also practiced in Buddhist tradition in the name of Anapanasati. So in Preksha meditation, we practice perception of breathing in 3 forms. The first form is known as Dirgha Shwas Preksha. It means long breathing, perception of long breathing. The second is Samvritti Shwas Preksha. It means perception of rhythmic breathing. And the third is perception of alternative breathing. It means you can change the nostril, and through that also you can practice this kind of particular meditation. Once you take you can breathe in through right nostril and breathe out through left nostril, then again you have to breathe in through left nostril and breathe out through right nostril. So this is alternative breathing process, and that is also a part of perception of breathing. Okay. Now, so the next very important technique of meditation is called Chaitanya Pragya, that is chakra meditation, or we can say perception of psychic centers in Preksha meditation especially. Chaitanya Kendras or chakras are centers of concentrated spiritual energies inside our body. They are energy centers or discs of our body. There are 13 centers according to Acharya Mahapragya in our body, though there may be more numbers, but he could find out at least 13, or that's why he is talking about those 13, but he was sure that there are such kind of many other centers inside the body. Among them, 7 chakras are well known, which are in our spine and are very, very popular in Hindu tradition or in Hindu yoga. Meditation on these chakras can help unlock the chakras and awaken their latent energy. It is necessary to be careful while meditating on lower energy chakras, as it can lead to agitation, aggression, and sexual impulsivity. So it is therefore necessary to channelize the awakened energy in the right direction to meditate on the upper chakras. By meditating on the upper chakras after meditating on the lower chakras. So this is what we have to be very much careful about this particular practice. We know that there are 7 chakras and they are very widely known to everybody and anybody. So the chakras are separated into the upper and lower chakras. The upper chakras are associated with spirituality and positive emotions and are known as the spiritual centers of our body. The lower chakras are considered our physical energy centers. They connect to connect us to our self-image and the physical world. So these are the different what we say seed mantras for each chakras in the Hindu tradition especially, and you might have found these kind of different informations on internet, how these chakra meditation is practiced in Hindu tradition, especially with these seed mantras. Then now I would say that Lesha meditation, it is another important technique of Preksha meditation. It is also known as perception of psychic colors, or you can say color meditation. This meditation is meant to cleansing our aura, especially to make it more bright and effective or strong. In it, one visualizes positive colors to make one's aura effective, very strong, and very powerful. The practice revolves around picturing colors associated with psychic energies. Different energies produce different colors. In the West, this practice is referred to as seeing auras. At first, it may seem that to see psychic color or aura is impossible, but after practicing Lashya Dhyana or the Lashya meditation, even for a week, one becomes bound to suspend his or her disbelief in such kind of meditation. And I have given this meditation to FIU students in every session when I was there, at least for 7 years. So I have seen that they were very much into this particular meditation. They could see even the auras of each other when they were given particular session to see the auras of each other. So this is a very powerful meditation to make our aura more strong, more healthy, and more bright. At present, in psychological treatment, we find that there is some skin therapy which is used especially to see the aura of the person, to know that what kind of problems may come in within 3 or 6 months in the body of that particular person. So skin therapy is being used in medical field, or you can say in the hospitals, especially by the psychologists, to know about the physical issues and problems before the time, ahead of time. This is the meditation which is most now we are coming to the last meditation technique, which is known as Anupreksha or Bhavana. You can say contemplative meditation or thoughtful meditation and autosuggestion. At present, autosuggestion is used as the affirmations. So this is the meditation which is most helpful to come out of wrong conceptions and beliefs and habits by superimposing right and positive affirmations on them. In this meditation, one reflects on various existential natures of reality, such as impermanence, solitariness, etc. By reflecting on these external existential truths, one can begin analyzing what is truly important in one's life. This form of meditation reminds us of existential therapy of Western medicine and is an extremely effective way to deal with depression, anxiety, and many other such psychological issues. So we have also given this kind of meditation to many students, and we have found that these different affirmations, they are very much helpful to bring them out of their psychological issues and problems. Now I would like to say that we have conducted some researches on Preksha meditation, especially with at FIU with the students of FIU, and we have done some study and found that Preksha meditation is helping in many things. Some empirical results of Preksha meditation can be seen here, or can be said here, that they are helping to balance between activity and retention, rest, mental vigilance, harmony in thought and deed is possible by practicing meditation. Development of willpower and strength of determination are also noticed when we have done some such kind of experiments. Purity of mind, genuine experience of reality, that is the main aim of practicing meditation in Indian traditions. Attitudinal change and unemotional reaction to environment, these are also very important outcomes of meditation, change in behavioral pattern, increase of tolerance and humility, which is very much need of the present time. Peace of mind is also very current and very pressing need of mankind in this particular age of science and technology. Also, you can say stressful life. Coordination between the conflicting social interests is possible by practice of meditation, acquisition of extrasensory perception, freedom from addictions and dangerous drugs, etc., prevention and cure of psychosomatic diseases, development of personal magnetism, effortless concentration, freedom from nervous and emotional tensions. These are the different benefits which we can see and notice and quantify, or you can say prove through different researches. Now I would say that what type of research we have done. So you can see that these are the different research papers which have been published after conducting the research on Preksha meditation on different problems and issues of the students. And we have found that the US research journals have recognized these good papers, and they are published in different USA referred research journals. Some journals are related to psychology, some are some other brain science, and some other such kind of research journals which have published these different papers which have come out of our research which was conducted at FIU during 2010 to 40. So this with this I would like to say that you all have joined this session, and might be I would be able to say something about the Preksha meditation and its different techniques and components, how far they are working, and how these are being practiced in modern times in Western culture. So with this, I would like to conclude my talk that Professor Miller has given me this wonderful opportunity to share my ideas about Acharya Mahapragya ji and also Preksha meditation.
Thank you so much, Samaniji, for a wonderful overview of the tradition, the 12 components, and the legacy of Preksha Dhyan as systematized by Acharya Mahapragya. I have to tell you that every semester when I teach a course about Jain Yoga or modern yoga, I always have at least a week devoted to these wonderful teachings. So I really want to thank you for that. And I do invite our audience members, we have about 15 minutes left, perfect amount of time. If anybody has any questions for Samaniji, you can drop them into the Q&A, and I will start to ask them for you, Samaniji. I already see that Sandhya Mehta has a question, and I'll read it out loud to you. It says, how are meditation techniques different in Jainism as compared with Hinduism, especially, or with Buddhism? Great question. Were you able to get that, Samaniji?
Sorry?
I had just read the question, but I believe maybe the internet had gone down. But here's a question for you from the
Okay.
audience. Yes, may I read the question?
Yes, you can read.
Okay, you can. It's also in the Q&A if you want to see it, but I'll read it for you. It says, how are meditation techniques different in Jainism when compared with Hinduism, especially, or with Buddhism?
Thank you. It is a very good question. So far as Hinduism is concerned, Jainism and Buddhism, Jainism and Hinduism both are very close to each other. Though Hinduism is emphasizing more on realizing the God, and Jainism is more emphatic on realizing the self, the authentic self. Okay. So far as the Buddhism is concerned, they are more concentrated on purity of mind and peace rather than realizing the pure self.
Wonderful. Thank you. Pretend Bongdivala, one of our wonderful graduate students, has asked you a question, Samaniji. It says, Jai Janendra Samaniji, thank you for the excellent session. Are there references for the anupreksha techniques that you mentioned in any of the Jain literature, like Haribhadra texts or any other texts?
Yeah, there is one text which is Bara Anuvekha. If somebody has seen this particular text, Bara Anuvekha, the name of the author I have to just remember. I will say later. This particular text is completely dedicated to the explanation or details about different anuprekshas. Apart from that, that particular text, you will see that in all the Jain scriptures, especially in Acharya Sutra, you will find that Mahavir talks about Anitya Anupreksha, Ashara Anupreksha, Ekatva Anupreksha. So these different techniques have been mentioned in Acharya Sutra also, and in different other scriptures also. So mainly the Acharya and Maha Anupekha, these are two texts are the main source of Anupekshas. Acharya Mahapragya has also written one textbook on different 16 Anupekshas, and that is known as abstract thinking. In Hindi, it is known as Amurta Chintan. So that book can be can be read, and it is also available on Kindle online, abstract thinking. So you will get all the different anuprekshas of contemplative meditations which have been mentioned in Jain scriptures and later text in this particular text. So he has covered all these different techniques and what is anuprekshas in his particular text.
Outstanding. Great. So I again welcome any questions from the audience, and I do have a couple questions myself. If anybody else wants to chime in, you're more than welcome. Samaniji, I had a couple questions, and one of them I guess is related to the question that Pretend just posed to you with regards to kind of how this Preksha Dhyan system came together. I always find it very interesting when we're studying the history of Preksha Dhyan, how there's this sort of very creative and ingenious fusion of past and present, modern and pre-modern in Preksha Dhyan, and the carrying forward of the Jain tradition and linking it up with our contemporary moment. And so I guess maybe also for our audience members who may be interested to know, what are some of the main scriptural influences, the main Jain texts that were so informative for Acharya Mahapragya when he was putting together this Preksha Dhyan meditation system? Were there any that were particularly influential, or did he focus more on the earlier texts, or did he focus more on later texts? Yeah, I didn't know if you had any ideas about that.
Yeah, okay. So very good question. The Acharya Sutra, especially, you will find that there is a ninth chapter about the particular about the practice of Mahavir, how he used to meditate, and throughout the Acharya Sutra, you will find that he how he was meditating on different parts of his body, especially on the tip of his nose, and whenever he wanted to know the upper universe or middle universe or lower universe, he used to meditate on those universe also. So he could see that Mahavir used to do meditation on his different parts of body or on different realities of the universe or cosmic realities, and through that particular text he could see that how he practiced. So you know that the Jain scriptures are written in very in aphoristic style. All details have not been given in that scripture. So he took some seed, some clue from those Acharya Sutra and practiced that thing in on him in himself for years and years, and he could see that how Mahavir meditated and worked out all those different methods of meditation. He could see that this may be the methods which Mahavir used to reach out the different realities of himself and of the universe. Apart from that Acharya Sutra, he also read all those different yoga texts which have been written down by different acharyas in Jain traditions. For example, Haribhadra and Yamachandra and some other authors who have written down some text, especially on Dhyan Shatak. You know, Haribhadra has written Dhyan Shatak, Yoga Bindu, Yoga Shatak, and other texts, Yoga Vingshika. So he read all those texts also. Bharanuvekha, that text he also read, and after he concluded that these are the different meditational practices which have been in throughout in Jain tradition from very starting, and when the middle age came, when their philosophical age came, at that time there was debate among the philosophers and different traditions. So somehow these meditational practices have been overlooked in that period. So Acharya Tulsi said to him to revive the same tradition, to continue the same tradition of Jain practices of meditation. And he tried to search out all these different sources and worked out a very comprehensive, very holistic technique of meditation in the name of Preksha meditation.
Yeah, we always find that fascinating when we read about that history, how he really was integrating so many layers of Jain tradition in the contemporary period. So, and also how you described that he uses his own experience in his own body as a kind of laboratory before
Yes.
he starts teaching it and formalizing it. He had spent so much time with himself with it. It's quite a fascinating thing. There are a couple other questions coming up. The first one is from Sandhya Mehta, which is a little bit wider, which asks the question, I would love to know if Jain scriptures refer to unique mnemonic techniques. So for memorization, ways to either maybe improve one's memory or to memorize and to remember things. Are there techniques in Jain tradition? I'm not thinking of any off the top of my head, but maybe you will know, Samaniji.
Okay, so in Jain tradition, if you know, there is one special technique for memorizing the things, and that is called Avdhan Vidya. Okay, so in still among the two monks who are supposed to visit London, etc., one is Jagrit Kumar, and he is giving such kind of sessions of Avdhan Vidya. So he can memorize 100 questions or 50 questions, and then he can also answer one after another, one by one, without asking again that what you have asked him and what he has to reply. So this kind of avdhan vidyan, it has some method how you can memorize hundred and thousands of questions together and can answer without asking again that what somebody has said to you. So that is very special technique of memorizing or making your memory very sharp, very sharp. So that technique is still available, and it is also being practiced by different monks.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I do remember now seeing the video of the recitation from memory that was recently done by the Jain monks. So thank you for reminding us about that when we were asking a
Yeah.
question about memory. Another great question here from Priten, who asked before, Jajanendra Samaniji, the chakras that you showed in your slide are very similar to Shvetambar idols or images of the jinnas. It says a worshiper normally touches those points on the idols while doing puja. Is there a correlation to the chakras and the points of doing sandalwood paste puja on those points on the idols?
Okay. Yeah, we can correlate them, but those people who are practicing such kind of things during the puja or worship, they are not thinking that they are touching some chakras, but this is the way of doing puja or worship of God or tirthankars, you can say. So they are doing traditionally without thinking about chakras. Chakras are mainly situated in the spinal cord actually. So they are mostly located there, But yes, you can correlate it. The heart chakra, suppose, when they touch here, it means they are touching the heart chakra. Okay? Or
Yeah, I was curious about that too when I saw the chakras in your presentation and Kundalini as well. You mentioned Kundalini. And
yes,
the reason I'm curious is I have recently just started a search and I by no means have gone into any great detail beyond maybe I looked closely at Hemachandra, his Yoga Shastra, but is there a tradition within the Jain tradition specifically of chakras being mentioned in any like Jain scriptures, yoga scriptures, or Kundalini? Or do you think that maybe there's a conversation taking place across traditions here between, Hatha yoga traditions and Jain traditions? I'm curious, and that's why I ask because I saw it in the presentation.
yes, thank you. Since the people are acquainted with the Kundalini Yoga worldwide, so I have tried to convey my message or my view, that how it can be seen. But especially in Jain Shastras, there is no such mention of Kundalini Yoga. They talk about the current. Current means the chakras. There are certain special points in our body where the spiritual energy is found in concentrated form. If you concentrate or meditate on that particular point, then that energy can awaken and you can get some extraordinary abilities and powers or mystical powers in yourself. So that is the given especially in you can say Nandi Sutra and also in Shat Khandaga. Okay, so wherever there is mention of about avadhigya and clairvoyance, if you know, so there are certain places in our body through which we can get this avadhigya. It can come out of that particular part of our body. So in Manandi Sutra it is said that avadhigyan can appear or can come out of the frontal part of our body, or the left or right side, from left or right side, or from back side, or from the head of top of the head. So if it means in the central part of our body. So this kind of different places which have been recognized for the particular type of avadhigya. So it means these are the different parts of body which are very sensitive, or you can say spiritually very important for us to get such extra sensory perception from that area especially.
I appreciate that explanation because one, it's going to save me a lot of time of searching, and it makes sense. And one of the things I really appreciate about Acharya Mahapragya's work and the way that you've presented it here yourself is the method, of trying to show people a similar tradition that explains what it is that Acharya Mahapragya was teaching. So it makes sense to me why you're putting, for example, the internal trip next to Kundalini because it's describing some kind of similar process that
Yes,
especially people in the yoga audience, for example, will immediately recognize from their own training, probably, right? From Hatha yoga or something else. But so what I guess what you're showing is a similar process taking place in the
yes.
in the Preksha Dhyan process.
Yes, yes, because they talk about this Kundalini Yoga, which is very important for them to elevate their consciousness to higher level. Similarly, in Preksha meditation, we say that you have to concentrate on the bottom of your backbone, where the energy is stored, and you have to uplift that energy towards the top of the head, so that you can get extra sensory perception or higher knowledges and can grow into spirituality.
That makes sense, yes. And I really thank you for the clarification around that because I was so curious and I'm glad I had a chance that Pretend asked you that question. So we are reaching the end of the hour here, and I didn't know if there's anything else you wanted to leave our audience with. Was there anything else, any final words you wanted to say?
Just I want to say that if you allow, I am offering this course especially through UNT also. If Arihant Institute is interested, we can also develop this kind of a particular course on Praksha meditation. how it can help us to elevate ourselves into the field of spirituality, as well as we can also get physical, mental, and emotional stability through these different components. So if it is required in institute, and if the audience is interested to learn about meditation and want to practice, then we can offer this kind of course through Arihant Institute also.
Well, we can certainly have a conversation about that, Samani. I appreciate the offer there to do that. And this talk, I forgot to mention at the beginning, but this talk in your event we had hosted as our first event in 2025 in the Center for the Study of Jain Yoga. And what a perfect place to do that. And I really do thank you so much for your time. I know it's late there in India. You are probably at about 11:30 p.m. right now. And you showed us a good example of what it means to embody tapasya and to do our dharma and get the work done. And you did it so wonderfully, and we really thank you so much, Samaniji.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So
Thank you
we'll see
for
you soon, and we will post this and share this video with our audiences as well, so you can share it as well.
okay. Thank you very much for inviting and giving this opportunity. And also, I thank to all our participants who have listened to me with full patience and attention.
Yeah, I see all the love coming through the Q&A now. Everyone's thanking you. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time, Samaniji. Jai Janendra to you, and Jai Janendra to everyone in the audience. Bye-bye.